And that is not what it came out with.
Well, it actually took a couple of shoehorns to get it in, but it is a Corvette LS1 engine, pretty much pure stock. I don't think the car needs much more horsepower.
No, I wouldn't say it would. What's up, everyone? I'm Dwayne, and I'm a dude with an Autotude, and I'm here with my friend Mark showing off his British family wagon from the 1950s. Comment below if you know what I've got here beside me, but without further ado, let's get into it. Thanks, Mark, for joining us here on the channel.
Well, you're welcome.
Tell us about your Hillman.
I bought the car about 15 years ago. It was in a salvage yard right down the street. They were closing the salvage. I asked him if I could buy the car, and he said yes. It sat behind my shop for about 15 years before I decided to get going on it and get something done.
It's a British car?
It was a British car. It's a 1957. This one was imported to the U.S., so it is a left-hand drive. And I know they made a lot of right-hand drive ones also.
It was probably ordered as a left-hand.
Well, they shipped quite a few to the United States. So
right.
They're out there.
Right. So, were they all station wagons like this, or did they have different models?
There were a few different models that changed per year the way they looked. So they made a sedan, a four-door sedan, and this was probably one of the most popular ones.
Tell us what all you've done to it. Was the whole body in the salvage?
Well, it was probably the most rustiest car in Sedgwick County. There was no floorboards in it. It was every inch of it was rusted. These are unibody cars, and we end up having to cut most of the complete floor out. So when we built a 2x4 eighth wall steel square tube chassis for it, and then welded it in, making it basically a full frame unibody car.
Okay, and just set the body on top of it.
We set the frame in it, and then welded it all into the floorboards, and then we incorporated all the floorboards.
Oh, so it's attached to the unibody.
It is still a unibody.
Yeah, so it's a unibody,
but it has
with
a modern
full frame
in it.
That makes sense. Okay, so what color did you choose on this? Is this an original color to the Hillman?
My whole idea was to try to make it look original, but bringing it up to today's standards.
Right.
This was originally a light blue color. I actually had some paint on the shelf that I tweaked a little bit to try to get to the original color. It's a little bit brighter than the original, but it was also white, two-tone. And we came up with what would it look like coming from Great Britain back in 1957.
Original looking interior, everything.
Same thing goes with the interior, the mirrors, actually had these wheels custom made to look just like the Hillmans.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of difference on the spinner hubcap, but this is what that came from originally from the factory. The interior is a little bit more modern, but it's simple and more what you would see in a probably a little pricier car coming from Great Britain in 1957.
Right. Is this original suspension as far as the front end?
No, most of that went in the trash can. The front suspension is from Kugel. It's a rack and pinion, manual rack and pinion with Willwood piston disc brakes on the front. In the back is a 9-inch Ford Positrack, 343 gears with disc brakes on the back also. 4-link suspension on the rear. Okay.
I'm looking at the colors on it with the white and the blues. I'm assuming this is what it would have looked like as well with the Hillmans.
We made it more modern. We took the vent frame out of it and made a one-piece glass. In the back, you used to have a little bitty slider. The problem is you can't find any parts for that. The material was bad, all the rubbers were bad, the glass was bad. So we went ahead and handmade new windows for it, window regulators.
This is a solid, or is this open as well?
This is not open. This is just a two-piece window.
Really don't need it to open.
You couldn't reach back there to open it if you did.
No, you really couldn't. You're not going to be right in the back anyway, right?
No.
How many people are you going to get in this?
Well,
so
2.5.
2.5, right. I like how the wheels look so retro.
That was the whole idea behind the whole build.
I like this. Sits real nice.
We set it up with about an inch rake. It looks low, but there's really quite a bit of clearance underneath the car.
So what size wheels are these?
Those are 16s.
All the way around, same size?
16-inch all the way around. 7's on the front, 8's on the back. The biggest problem with 16s is trying to find tires. I didn't realize that until we got it ready for tires, and tire sizes are hard to come by in 16s. So,
really?
Yeah, there just didn't make that many of them.
So more of the 17s, 18s, the bigger you
get. exactly.
So I wonder what that means about the 15s. Going to have issues with that someday? I hope not.
15s are getting a little easier to find than 16s, but they're starting to get where you have to order a lot of that stuff to get them in.
Okay. It's a automatic?
A 4L65E automatic transmission. It's too narrow to have power steering. But I do have power brakes and does have air conditioning.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think you'd probably need maybe feel more comfortable with disc brakes on it, power brakes.
Yeah.
The power, I'm sure this thing could make. Not saying you'll make that power, but at least you'll want it to stop if you get it moving.
Right, yeah. We worked with CPP with their Hydro Boost system and did the Hydro Boost power brake system. So, and it worked really good.
So you did this yourself, you and your team.
Right.
And you own Bauer Restoration here in Wichita, Kansas.
Correct, yep, that's right.
Yeah, this thing is very, very pretty. I like the bumpers and all the old chrome and
well, don't tell anybody, but this is an MG back bumper. It fit better on the car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The front's original Hillman, but the back is an MG.
Just fit right. Did you have to do anything to it, or does it just fit right on?
That's why I bought it, because it's cheaper to buy a new aftermarket one than it is to have the bumper replated.
Right.
And it looked better.
It looks like it came out on it. I always like the old vehicles that have the chrome stainless and, you know, all that on it. It just really pops with the colors.
With colors, yes, yep. We'll try to marry everything to where it looked like it should be driven down the road in 57s.
Right, with a little twist.
With a little twist.
So tell us what you have in this thing. What powers this?
Well, you want to see it?
Yeah, let's take a look. And that is not what it came out with.
Well, it actually took a couple of shoehorns to get it in, but it is a Corvette LS1 engine, pretty much pure stock. I don't think the car needs much more horsepower.
No, I wouldn't say it would.
We worked with Be Cool Radiator and designed a radiator that's the maximum size radiator that would fit in this car to keep this engine cool.
Wow.
Especially with an air conditioner condenser in front of it. It runs cool, air conditioner blows cold, it can sit and idle in traffic as long as it needs to.
It's like a modern car.
Yeah, yeah.
It is fit in there really well. Headers fit nice, everything.
This being a unibody car, we actually cut the whole front end off of it in preparation to build the whole chassis. So we built the chassis, modified the inner fenders and firewall, got everything fit, and then welded the front end back on it. I thought it was a little easier way to go.
Would you ever be able to get it back out?
Well,
or will you ever want to? You may not ever have to.
Yeah, we put the motor and transmission in together after the car was together.
Oh, okay.
It's just the fabricating and the mock-up originally is what we took the front end off.
Okay.
But you pretty much have to put the engine and transmission in straight down. It has, the car's up in the air and the motors go straight down and then it slides in.
So you can do it with the transmission
on it,
hooked on it?
And
interesting.
We didn't even ship the paint.
I bet you were really careful though.
We had plenty.
You don't want to repaint. You don't want to repaint down in
Yeah.
here. This thing is beautiful. It's just looks like it's made for this.
Well, I've been told that from several people. They first of all, they just kind of dropped their jaw when they opened the hood. We went to a big car show in Nashville about a month and a half ago, and we must have got 1 million cutes. Everybody calls that car cute. That car's cute.
Until they
open the hood. Then usually the wife's husband looks at it and he goes, oh, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, I saw it at Old Geezer's this year, and
and got a lot of response.
You know, when I walked
good response on the car.
Yeah, it's nice to see something that's not the run of the mill, right?
I agree. And that's, you know, I've been building cars since 1971 and always looking to do something a little different. You don't like the same thing over and over and over. So that's, you know, something a little different for me.
It did catch some eyes.
Yeah, it turns heads wherever we go. People hang out the doors and give you a thumbs up, which makes it all worth doing.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And only if they knew what was, people driving by doesn't know what's under this hood. Oh man.
Yeah, one gal at the last car says it's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is the ultimate sleeper. You would never know. When you started this up at Geezer's, it was sitting on the grass. So when you started it up, it was so quiet because, you know, with that grass, it was muffling. It was louder here when you started up because I think it was in the garage, and you wouldn't be able to tell it unless you knew what you were listening for.
Well, I'm kind of old, you know, so I wanted it quiet.
Right.
Old hot rods, I guess, are supposed to be loud.
Right.
And I like loud, but
yeah,
sometimes you just want to listen to smooth music, and
right.
this
just
is,
cruise.
you know, some people smile, some people go, "Give me that, really? Where's the exhaust sound? Where's that nice exhaust note?" I said, "It's in my other car."
Well,
so,
if you look at it, you wouldn't know.
right.
You would have no idea.
Right.
And it's kind of nice to just have that kind of hidden in there. And the lady was right. It is wolf in sheep's clothing. Got the modern air.
Yeah, it's a CVF front drive system. It's all inclusive on the front drive system. We use those a lot in our builds, and it's real compact.
Yeah, it looks like a smaller,
and it's
compressor.
very simple to put on. We recommend that to all of our customers if they're going to go to. You can buy it complete: alternator, power steering pump, air conditioner, compressor, everything. All the pulleys done. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just bolt it on and
bolt
go
it
down
on.
the road.
And that's a serpentine type.
Yeah, it's got a single belt on it. I wanted power steering, but it was just too narrow for a power steering. Power rack and pinion.
How's it feel? I mean, when you turn?
It's not bad.
Right.
It's not bad at all. I got a guy I became friends with he's in right outside San Jose, California, that has a Hillman Husky with a 392 Hemi in it. And he told me, he goes, "You're not going to need power steering." He doesn't have it in his, and that motor weighs a lot more than that one. So.
Right. Yeah.
That one's all aluminum. The LS motors didn't weigh that much. So.
What year of Corvette would that have come out in?
That's a 02.
I like the red.
Well,
it actually complements with the blue. You wouldn't think it would,
we
but
had
it does.
discussions with that at the shop, and then he goes, "I'd paint that blue." I was going, "Nah, that's just a little bit too much blue." And they go, "Well, let's paint it black." "Nah, let's just leave it alone."
I like it. I like the red.
It kind of slaps you in the face when you open the hood, but
yeah,
that's what the idea was. So.
Well, it makes you think, like, how in the heck did they do that?
Well, the left people looked at it. You could probably put those little plastic covers on any engine. They would call it a Corvette motor, but it really is a Corvette.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this thing's pretty.
The back door actually opens sideways.
Oh, we'll have to take a look at that for sure. That's pretty neat. You guys did a really good job.
Thank you. Thinking about putting a roof rack on it, but my wife's got a Beetle with a roof rack. It's just too hard to clean.
Right.
We thought we'd maybe use it to do a little traveling in. I did build a hitch for this. I got an old boat that I'm going to paint to match. I'm going to pull behind it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But I don't know whether we'll travel cross country or not. This car is still not that much room in it.
And if you travel cross country, you can probably manufacture a small trailer.
Yeah.
Just something that you're not going to pull a huge one, but something to throw some luggage in.
Well, we figured we'd pull the boat and stuff all the luggage in the boat.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah. Definitely.
That will be seen at a later date.
That's going to be cool seeing that.
We had to recover from this build first.
I just keep taking everything in. You know, growing up around vehicles, I've been taught to look at certain things and lines, gap. That's the number one thing. If you got a nice set of wheels, nice set of tires, it sits right.
Something done just right.
You know, looks like somebody's doing something with it.
Right.
Right. But you can tell gap, if they're just right, you're just like, oh, wow. And this thing, you've got them.
Thank you.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Very nice. And the color white, I keep looking at white with the blue. It's not a stark white.
We played around with different colors of white. The color on the car originally was kind of an off-white, you know, and you're right. I mean, I wanted to add a little richness to the color, and it's more of an off-white, what I call it Wimbledon white. Ford called theirs that was kind of an off-white. And then again, we matched it with the interior.
Yeah.
You know, we tried to keep that same color white with the vinyl that's inside it.
Oh, and your back seat folds down.
The back seats was like a regular station wagon. The bottom folds up and the back folds down.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Bottom up.
Yeah.
You could absolutely, if you want to travel short trip, put some luggage and go somewhere in this. So which way's the door swing open?
I can show you. They put the release in kind of an odd place. It's right inside here.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's nice. Then you don't have to worry about the old shocks and hitting your head, because it is a lower car. It's not like an SUV.
No, it is small. I think all the British people must have been little. I don't know. A lot of their cars are small.
Yeah. Wow. All the detail with Hillman.
This panel down here comes out, and I've got a jack and tire repair kits and tools and stuff down in that cubby hole there. And
what's behind here? Is
behind here is the gas tank.
Okay.
Normally on the original Hillman, that was open because that's where the spare tire went.
Okay.
Slid in there.
Yeah.
And their gas tank was below floor, but their gas tank was only about 11 gallons.
So what size did you put in?
We built a tank for this one. We were right at 18.
Okay. Yeah, you can go a long ways with this probably.
Yeah, we should.
As long as you keep your foot out of it.
Well, that's to be seen.
Yeah. Well, like you said, how many miles do you have on this?
Actually, I got it all finished, hit 3 car shows and just kind of put it away in the garage, and I never have had a chance to really play with it on the street too much. So this, I'm going to get it out and play with it. I need to do a good tune on it.
Cruise around a little bit.
Yeah, get used to driving it, and then I'll spin tires a little bit.
I bet it does it. Oh, that's the interior in here. I love those metal dashes. I love metal dashes, and even below the dash.
Well, we hand formed all the bottom of that. The bar across the bottom of this dash is original.
Okay.
They just had cardboard behind it, kind of made a little cubby hole, throw your gloves and stuff. We incorporated in one of the middle vents for the heat and air conditioner in that little tube.
Oh, is that with the little?
Yeah, we.
Oh, that's nice.
And then the piece behind it, we just made all that. So we made it.
It looks like
it looks original.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
I thought maybe it came like that.
If you looked at original one, at first glance, it wouldn't look original. Then you look a little closer, you can see the more modern things we had to add, vents and air conditioner controls and so forth.
Did you have to do anything to the tubs to fit the tires on?
We did tub it 2 inches. We did widen the tubs 2 inches.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't even
I still
know.
wanted to keep that back seat in there, so.
Yeah, you didn't.
So I couldn't go too much.
Really get into the seat. I mean, you want the charm of the original vehicle,
right,
with the performance as well.
That was the plan since the get-go. So.
What about the steering column? Is that original?
The steering column, no. The steering column is I'm going to call it highly modified Speedway tilt column.
Okay.
It's been shortened dramatically, and then that's a retro style steering wheel that we just painted to make it match the car.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, so that's not the original that would have came out with the Hillman.
No, the original one wasn't worth putting on anything. Plus
they may have been bigger.
The splines and the size of the shaft and everything, it just wouldn't go in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you made it look like it was.
It looked like it's supposed to be there.
Yeah, the speedometer, I really like how they did that.
We found a gauge company that built us a center gauge with a lot of the smaller gauges built into it, the speedometer, tachometer, oil and water, and then we put 2 satellite gauges in, and then of course you still got your wipers and headlight switch and key ignition switch.
So is that the original housing?
The housing is original.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you added the 2 sides?
Part you see, the white part in the middle is original.
Oh, that's nice.
As far as the top of the dash goes, the one thing we added was a couple of vents.
This thing is so clean. It's like a brand new vehicle.
Well,
right.
Probably costs more than a brand new vehicle.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Yeah. By the time you get your time into it.
Yeah, we worked on it. It took us right at about a year to do it.
Did a
we
good
worked
job.
on it pretty steady. So
this is cool. Well, I'd like to take a ride in it.
All right.
It's going to be a fun little car for many years. Ooh, these seats are comfortable.
These are original seats.
Are they? They fit my back perfectly.
I made all the tracks and so forth, and this is where the fuse panel and electronics and computer under that seat.
That's nice.
Anywhere else.
Well, that's nice. I mean,
well, you should see what we stuffed behind that dash. You can see it ain't very thick.
Yeah. After looking at the firewall, probably wouldn't be. And
the air conditioning, I got a kill switch up here, battery kill, and then heater and air conditioner controls.
Tell you what, this thing is just comfortable. For being small, your legs fit really well in here.
I had to make some changes. I had the steering wheel this down here, and after you got the seats down, I couldn't get in.
So your knees kept
tilted
hitting.
all the way up. So I turned it. Modified, turned one upside down, and had another one, so I ended up moving
just lifting straight up.
So I could get it. to be comfortable. We plan on driving it. I mean,
yeah,
we
you
plan
need
on
to enjoy
traveling
this
in it,
thing.
but-
This is,
Okay.
you know, this color just really pleasing to the eye. It just makes you feel comfortable.
One thing I wished I hadn't done, though, I wish they hadn't put a 4-link on. This is the first car I've owned with a 4-link.
Uh-huh.
They're noisy. They click and clatter.
Did you, what's this thing weigh?
It weighs, what does it weigh? I'm gonna have to get it weighed, but it's probably 2,600 pounds.
It's pretty good. Pretty light. Ride's real smooth.
Other than the clatter.
Yeah.
Not sure if I'm in.
And you can feel it. You can tell it's not a 4-cylinder. Was the car pretty much complete on the interior side with the seats, the dash, the door handles? Did you have to try to find anything?
These are the original door handles. I built, of course, put the single piece of glass in the sides.
Uh-huh.
I was playing around with different window regulators. I have a 92 Toyota truck, and the window was cranking up hard, so I was going to take it apart the wheel, and I got to looking at it, and I thought, huh, that may work in that Hillman.
And it did.
It did. It did. So I made some brackets and whatnot, and made so it's got 92 Toyota window regulators in here.
Uh-huh. Worked just great.
And when the cranks were also out of a 92 Toyota.
So did you, when you had who did the interior?
Ray England did the interior. The first time I've had him do anything for me. And
So was any of the interior intact when you got it to know what it actually looked like?
no, there wasn't no much interior. Just seats with the cotton coming out of them, basically. The door panels on this car originally are just cardboard.
Oh yeah.
Then the back panels are all cardboard. There's a company in California that has the original template to do the headliner. So you can call up this company in California and they'll send you a headliner for you. Made up.
Nice.
So, and that's these cars normally come with one visor, and I got a visor out. There's another parts car. And put
it around.
Visor in the other side.
Yeah, I really like this color combination: the gray, the blue, the white. It's just really pleasing on the eye.
We discussed with my painter on where to break the lines at and what to do and what to wear it. So it's always my final decision, but I'm real happy with the way it came out also.
And I like how they did the horizontal lines throughout this thing.
Right. My feet's so big, I can
Seems weird sitting in a little car with a Corvette engine in it. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, you truly have 11 miles on your build now.
I haven't even had a chance to program the speedometer yet.
Oh, really?
There's the guy up at Keachai that was going to do a tune on it. He needs to drive it. He needs to set the parameters up on it, get it all dialed in correctly.
Right.
It starts real good and it runs fine, but I'm sure they can pull a little more horsepower out of it.
I think this is going to be a fun car through the years. It really, like you said, it catches their eye because they don't know what it is, first of all. They've never seen one coming from Britain. I've never seen one.
Just
And then the shock when you open that hood. It's just unbelievable.
That's the fun part about it. And look on people's faces. We were going to Central Western, my wife and I, and then a truck pulled up next to us. This girl pretty near fell out the door in the window, just complimenting us on the car, how cute it was. She just people take pictures of it going down the road.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, it is cute, but
yeah.
it's cute on the outside and it's a monster on the inside.
And it's got air conditioning.
Yes, it's got the comforts with the power and the style and the design. Yeah, you guys did a good job on this. Well, I really appreciate you sharing this with me, Mark. I think it was
my pleasure.
It was fun doing this, and
this is really an easier, better way to let other people see when this car normally sits in my garage all the time. It gives a chance for other people to see what's out there.
Yeah, definitely. But this has been really fun. Now I can say I've ridden in a Hillman. Corvette powered Hillman.
Uphill all the way.
Yes, exactly. Nice and quiet. It is. It's like it's spooling down. So you just push down?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. All right, everyone, we just got back taking a ride in this beautiful 1957 Hillman Husky. I want to thank all of you for watching till the very end of this video, and I want to thank Mark for sharing this beautiful car. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button down below for me, as it's the best way to support my channel. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time on Dude with an Autotude.